Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. And welcome back to a very special episode for you guys today. Of course, what a manic day it has been in terms of Liverpool news. And of course, the major news is that Liverpool look like that they are very much pushing now to sign Dominik Szoboszlai. Thank you, Doug, for the pronunciation earlier on, of course. But yes, it does look like Liverpool are moving on, and it will look like Liverpool will at least either activate the release clause, or it looks like Liverpool will be signing him this summer as well. But of course, as you can see, I'm joined by a very special guest in Jack from the Anfield Road TV. Jack, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. I'm excited. Just done a video with me and Kev. Speaking to everyone and engaging from just quite a lot of hype and quite considering the quality of profile of the player as you will be discussing tonight, Connor. Exactly ticks all the boxes that Liverpool fundamentally very much in desperate need of. So happy days, mate.
Yeah, no, it is, and hopefully all of you guys are on a fantastic day as well. Like I said, if you're new around here, please hit the like button, please hit that subscribe button as well to keep up with the latest, obviously transfer news. Of course, obviously yesterday was a big one in terms of us talking about Soblazar yesterday. But again, today the door got absolutely torn apart, didn't it? In terms of news, anyway. But before we do dive into the news, anyway, of course, let's dive into the comments. Well, have a look at what you guys are saying down below as well. Good evening, everyone. Let's guess how many minutes Connor will be late. I'm going to say 17, 18 when he starts as well. It probably was that when we did
Wasn't
start.
even me as well, chat.
No, it was me. I got in the house at 10 past 5. I was just running to sort everything out. So, again, I do apologise for being late
Oh, good.
as well. But 19 minutes as well, says Bry. Very tardy these days, Doug. What's worse, he deems to be a badge of honour and like that. Bry, I will ban you in a moment. Of course, I'm joking, of course. Reds, two legends. Well, hello, Wigs. Hopefully, he's doing well, mate. So I was saying, I'm shocked they're getting on with it. Yesterday was disappointing. But yeah, we heard all the news, didn't we? Especially from Sky Sports News that Liverpool were in financial
Oh.
difficulty, and of course all that malarkey. And now look what happened today. It's very,
Hence
very.
why Sky never have me on. I've got too much of a catalogue on my channel, slagging them off. Um, Not in no quick rush to get there anyway. Because you got rid of all the proper pundits that know stuff about football. But yeah, it was just silly, mate. I suppose we're all a part of the game, especially in the media and in Liverpool as well. But yeah, the fact that the only people that, as we always do say, mate, is truly know is Liverpool Football Club. As long as but the very well respected journalists that Connor will be obviously highlighting and indicating in the next 5 minutes, obviously indicating their tweets and what they've said over the last 12, 15 hours. It's very much credible. It's not just a case in point of it's just from Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's the whole trinity of red football accounts that
Of
no quite
journalism.
journalism, the top tier journals to say the
Yeah,
least.
it's we haven't got we haven't got this from Derek from the corner shop. We've got this from very reliable people, of course. Anyway, but we will dive into the news, of course, and obviously we will be speaking just for now. Anyway, of course, we are live again at 9 o'clock later on, of course, but we will be talking about Dominik Szoboszlai as well. But David Ornstein, of course, the guy that broke the story back 24 hours ago, but he did say this morning, saying Liverpool are pushing ahead with a deal to sign Dominik Szoboszlai. It looks difficult, but dynamic has shifted. Of course, Newcastle out as well. Now appears Liverpool confident they can get a deal done. Made talks with RB Leipzig over Fabio Carvalho set to complete today, which of course, if you guys haven't seen already, yes, Fabio Carvalho has completed his move to RB Leipzig. Of course, that is now official, done, complete. So of course, we all hope that Fabio will have a fantastic season at RB Leipzig as well. But of course, that does help Liverpool in of course, signing Szoboszlai as well. But Fabrizio Romano as well, adding to this, saying negotiations between Liverpool and RB Leipzig for Dominik Szoboszlai are very advanced and processing to the final stages. Key points be clarified on the price between the two clubs. No no issues on the player's side. Of course, Fabrizio then added upon this saying, understand Liverpool are not being used for Dominik Szoboszlai deal. He's a top target for Liverpool and talks are concrete. Club sources confirm the negotiations are ongoing but still discussing about the final price. Key day ahead clause, of course, expires today, which is the clause that Paul Joyce has come out and said that Liverpool are looking at triggering, of course, the release clause that does expire for Dominik Szoboszlai, which is 70 million euros, which works out at around 60 million pounds at the current moment as well. And of course, Fabrizio Romano again adding to the Szoboszlai situation, saying there are reports that Dominik Szoboszlai has a release clause of about 60 million pounds, which expires on Friday, although Liverpool officials are believed to be negotiating the fee with their RB Leipzig correspondents as well. So, Jack, just diving all the news in a little bit. Of course, again, I think me and you we spoke about Szoboszlai, and of course, it's a profile that Liverpool much needs in terms of ability, in the midfield, and again, of course, versatility wise, he's unmatched. I think in Europe as well, especially for age, profile, left wing, right wing, cam, centre mid, and so on. But this does feel I think we've spoken about all summer long in Liverpool. If we back Jurgen Klopp, we will get the correct profile in. And of course, this has just been like a Fabinho signing yet again for Liverpool. But first of all, what is your overall feelings? Again, 70 million euros for Szoboszlai at the minute, which of course 60 million pounds. But I think it's an absolute wonderful deal. But what is your thoughts about the whole situation and the whole deal at the moment?
Made up, mate, because as you said, the lot of the commotion around this player over the last 6 to 12 months has been in the camp of Newcastle United. I was speaking to Corvo in my chat just gone with Kev, and he's a massive Newcastle fan, and they're disappointed, obviously missing out on a target. But when Liverpool enter the ring, or Manchester United, but mainly Liverpool in terms of this scenario, he's a player that ilk, of that quality, that potential as well. Of course, with that fee, you're buying potential really, but what he does bring is a wealth of experience in terms of Champions League appearances for the German side. Obviously, Austrian champion 3 times as well. So prior to his move to Germany, and obviously just he's won 2 Bundesliga DP, the Bundesliga FA Cup to say the least. Anyway, twice with them, and he's won a couple of other things along the way. But he's the captain of Hungary as well, which is a very interesting point to that Liverpool historically in the Klopp era. We've bought quite a lot of captains, and that just goes to the notion really, similar to Manchester City when they bought their players. You need captains, and especially last season as well when the tide wasn't really turning. But yeah, he certainly, by all accounts, as I said, not an avid watcher of Bundesliga games, but from the highlights and the clips, he's very much got the skill set to very much thrive within this Liverpool system. For me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, just looking on the face of things, I think, as you said, I think obviously Newcastle was linked quite heavily. I think over the last 2-3 months, obviously, I think we both know Dodds. He, I think he put in the group chat that stay away Liverpool because Newcastle have been very high on Szoboszlai for a very long time, and it's a no-brainer for me. I think when you compare his stats, and of course we'll have a bit of a look on RB Ref in a moment, in terms of a scout report on him, but I think when you look at his profile again, 22 years old, I thought he was around 24, 25 when we were first linked with him, but again. Judging from again the people from RB Leipzig, that he is ready now for that next step as well, and just watching the interviews that again that the likes of Midfield Rap and other people have been doing as well, is the fact that like I said, he is looking like he is ready for that next step. And of course with him speaking so highly about Jurgen Klopp, I think over the last 6 months, I think he's been coming out with interviews here, there, and everywhere saying, of course, he'd love to work under Jurgen Klopp. Obviously, he spoke about the Champions League experience and Anfield that we said yesterday as well. It just everything, it just lines up perfectly. And I think even if another side come in right now, again, I think a couple of people are worried about maybe potentially Chelsea might even come in. Because of course it is I think it's the next financial year tomorrow as well. So people are like, oh, Chelsea might come in. I don't even think that would happen. I think it's nailed on Liverpool.
He's a massive Liverpool fan by all accounts, mate. I'll get that quote up that I read on me other thing on my show, just gone with Kev, and he's got a quote already about Gerrard. He's got a Gerrard quote on his arm, his body. Like that for me, that doesn't happen unless you're a massive supporter of Gerrard or obviously he idolises Gerrard. Will he get the number 8 shirt? We'll find out. I'd love not more to do him. It's a lot of he's certainly got the attributes to thrive in that shirt. But we'll find out as well. But yeah, I'm made up, mate. And obviously, I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, move on to the next signing," but let's just not relax, but let's take it in.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, enjoy the moment, really, first and foremost. We're getting a player of immense quality. I don't think we've actually taken in how good of a player that we've got in terms of McAllister. Obviously, we all know how good he has been for Brighton and for Argentina. But the fact that we brought these two players in with the quality they do possess, it's like there's been a massive hole in Liverpool's team, and these two will massively go along the way. Still just bits to do, but I think long term, when we get our whole team all sorted, I think these two will play a massive pivotal role. It just frees up the space as well, mate. Frees up more space for Salah, Núñez as well. You look at Lucho Diaz, if you can start chipping in with goals. And you got Jota to come in if he's coming in form as well. There's so much to be confident about going forward for Liverpool. As long as we can sort that back line out and just be a bit more defensively minded with a couple of 1 or 2 players coming in, then yeah, it's tremendous. And even the structure of the deal as well, Con, you mentioned before. I think it suits both parties. Of course, if we buy the release clause, but I think Liverpool, as you said before, mate, we're just negotiating in terms of the package and in terms of instalments, like most deals do. But I think it'll probably suit Leipzig as well as Liverpool. Obviously, they like quite a lot up front. But in terms of a business point of view, if you're guaranteed that over a certain amount of time, because RB Leipzig are absolutely going to be rolling in bags of money, especially if Gavardio does move down the motorway anyway. Half an hour down the motorway from Liverpool, so to Manchester City. So it's all good. I'm excited.
Yeah,
so
no,
happy.
Again, you are right, and I think for me, this is another Fabinho signing. Again, 24 hours ago, nobody knew Liverpool were, in for Szoboszlai, let alone, he'd actually advance and go for the release clause. But I think, obviously, yesterday, I think a lot of people, and I think just basically, like in terms of like Liverpool YouTube as well, I think everyone's been a little bit on the fences of, are Liverpool going to get? Well, first of all, is the team going to get backed? Again, is the squad going to get revamped? Are we going to have the people that we desperately need? And it's not even like if we add this, it could help. No, Liverpool need a proper.
The owners were backed against the wall, Con. Like there was
Yeah.
no way they'd come out of this summer if they didn't spend and back Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen would have walked out the door. The majority of all our fans would have walked out the door. Not on the team, but really on the owners as well. They wouldn't have had any supporters left if we didn't do what was needed. Because look at Newcastle, other teams strengthening. Chelsea will eventually get there when they get used to, and Tottenham as well. So yeah, everyone's improving, but yeah, I'm made up, mate.
I'm gonna quickly look at it. Looking at his stats now at the minute. From the 8 role, he's played 59 times, got 15 goals and 24 assists, which Kevin De Bruyne-esque in that regards as well.
Even if he's half as good as Kevin De Bruyne, Jesus.
For me, it does very much feel like when Kevin De Bruyne did join Manchester City from Wolfsburg. In that regard, like Kevin De Bruyne was, probably he was the best player in the Bundesliga. I think that season that he moved from Wolfsburg to Manchester City. Of course, he wasn't the finished article. Of course, Pep Guardiola's helped in that regard, but it does feel again like we talked about Jurgen Klopp player and just the style as well and what we're going for next season with the 2 10s or the 2 8s in the new hybrid role. Again, it does very much change to what Liverpool, the hybrids of what Liverpool want to do. And again, for me, this does very much replace Jordan Henderson in that regard, in terms of just a player profile
I think
as
so.
well that we currently have to get. But for me, chat, it is very much the sense of where Liverpool, it completely changes what we want and what we want to do with the team. As well, it doesn't necessarily mean that the fact that Liverpool won't play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 or the hybrid role that we currently go in as well. Again, he offers up so much in terms of, again, versatility. We all know Jurgen loves a versatile player, and for me, again, I keep want to call him Dom, but it's like for me it's a bargain signing in terms of what the profile brings as well.
Yeah, especially the market, mate, and there was never any value. Look at Harry Maguire, like the valuation of him. He was never a 70-80 million pound player. Neither was Enzo Hernandez. Yeah, I get both of them had release clauses. Even Jack Grealish, very good player. Jack Grealish, by all accounts, wasn't £100 million player. There was there hasn't been value in the market for a very long time. In all honesty, but that's the going right now, and especially when you are not just Liverpool, but any club in terms of the buying market currently. Look at Anthony, the fidget spinner. Like, you could say he's had a disappointing season as well, by all accounts. Look at the price tag for him. There's a lot of examples out there that the valuation of a lot of players, and it's just about getting them in, coaching them first and foremost. And obviously, you look at the great work that City have done in terms of Guardiola bringing them in, moulding them into the right player, into the system. And hopefully Jurgen Klopp can very much do that as well. Because as we said, Liverpool, apart from if Thiago's injured and when Trent hasn't been on the pitch for Liverpool over the last 12 months, Liverpool have massively struggled to create. And hopefully McAllister, Szoboszlai very much create that space for our attackers as well, and just allow us first and foremost, Connor, to keep hold of the ball. Like, because how many times did we get transitioned and get absolutely walloped at the back in terms of defensive transitions in the wide areas? It was always coming from a sloppy ball in midfield or someone up front. The inability of not just keeping hold of the ball for 5-10 seconds more and just being patient. There were so many times last year that we just were erratic in certain scenarios and just not willing to bide our time.
For me as well, mate, I think when you mention in terms of, again, it gives, again, the midfield, I think a little bit of a relief in terms of, again, the player you're going to get. I think for me, I think the big thing about it, it's going to relax the front three as well, no matter who it is, in terms of it's Gakpo, Núñez, Salah. In that regard, it's for me what the big thing for Liverpool has been is where Liverpool, you get probably, you get a Darwin Núñez, get the ball in behind, and so on. How many times, chat, as people and Jack's well, how many times has it happened where Darwin Núñez has made a brilliant run or Luis Diaz has made a brilliant run and it's not picked up upon Liverpool's midfield? I think this changes that completely. And again, it adds goals, it adds assists, of course, but we talk about low block teams as well. Of course, that's been Liverpool's kryptonite for the whole Jurgen Klopp period, of course. But again, it's another solution to the problem. But at the moment, it's so much more than I think what we're realizing. And I think you are right in the sense of as well, in terms of Alexis McAllister as well. I think we've seen, just a glimpse of what he could become at Brighton. I don't think we've seen the full story. I think we saw a little bit of it at the World Cup for Argentina. I think we saw just a glimpse of what he could do. I think for a full season and probably a pre-season under Jurgen Klopp as well. Again, I'm frightened to think about what Alexis McAllister and, of course, Dominik Szoboszlai could bring to Liverpool's midfield. Anyway, but I'm going to obviously let us know your guys' thoughts in the chat as well.
You won't get any thoughts in as well, love.
Yeah, we'll try and we'll have a look in a brief moment in terms of the stats as well, because his passing stats are ridiculous. We'll look at it in a brief moment, of course, anyway, but let me quickly scroll up to get your comments in. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts on, of course, Dominik Szoboszlai, and of course the news that has come out as well. We'll go through it if anyone is just tuning in the brief moment as well. But what a day to be a Liverpool FC fan. Would you say that we've learned from the last few windows to now signing midfielders, which we have been shouting out for the past few years? Yeah, Andrew, again, it was a must, wasn't it? I think we've already said that. Again, I don't think the owners could have come out and gone, oh, look, we're going to be, we're not going to sign players. We're just going to bring Alexis McAllister and that's it. Again, if that was to happen, again, it would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Anyway, but Wick saying FIFA is so unrealistic. There's no way City can fill their Cali Anfield South as well. For God's sake, window isn't even open, and we have 2 world-class mids in the door already. Right, that's true, but it has been open since June 14th, as far as I'm aware. But again, I get your point. It is, again, you look at other clubs, you look at United, they haven't signed anyone yet. I know Mason Mount's pretty much done, but it's not official yet with Mason Mount again. And you look at other clubs, City haven't signed anyone apart from Kovacic, sorry. Obviously Arsenal, of course, the only other big team that have signed multiple players as of right now, with, of course, Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. But yeah, again, I think, look, it offers up now Liverpool getting, and of course taking the moment of the minute, but just thinking a little bit into the future. Of course, it allows Liverpool now to go and get a centre half, to go and get that third centre mid as well, potentially. Again, so
it'd be massively dependent on if, say, Liverpool are to miss one other key player out of the team, mate. In terms of if a player does leave the football club, whether that be to another league or whatnot. There was a lot of talk over the last couple of months. Would Thiago go? Obviously got a year left on his contract, Matip as well. And I think if we did see one of our other senior players that at the back end of their career and a bid potentially does get lodged, then it would free up another opportunity, really, and another role in the team, in all honesty, because that obviously Foram or whoever does come in. And it's that a lot of people are mentioning in chat tonight, obviously, the name Kone, obviously the Gladbach midfielder. This prime example of why you don't sign players in tournaments. It was disappointing, regardless of whatever happens. Hopefully, he has a speedy recovery. But who's to say Liverpool win in negotiations, and that deal potentially has probably already been, the plug has been pulled on that. And we've went all in on Szoboszlai. 2 very different players, but you never know. Something might be happening behind closed doors that we don't know. But it's like a domino effect, as we said. You've said, Conor, all week, haven't you? Well, everyone, it's when the big money starts getting splashed in Europe in terms of the big deals. I tell you what, RB Leipzig can end up buying a lot of players around Europe, given if they do get 100 million and 60 million off Liverpool. So yeah,
it's a good little price, though, isn't it? The fact that, again, they could, like you said, they could easily get 100 million out for Gvardiol of Manchester City, because they have that to splash as well. Like I think I said yesterday, like they have I think 350 million in terms of, because they won the treble, which again is ridiculous.
Probably just another sponsor.
Sponsor? Do you know what I mean? A fake, fake internship where they've got the fake logos and the fake people as well. Can play on the left, play on the right, even start in attack as well. Yeah, absolutely. Again, plenty of versatility there as well. I'm just going to quickly say there is 54 people in right now. So again, if you are new, please hit that like button. Please go over to Anfield Road TV as well if you're not yet subscribed over to Jack's channel as well. We will be joined by Kev as well at some point from obviously Spider LFC. The ZH deal fell through. Yeah, it failed his medical. Yeah, he had was there something wrong with his knee, Bry, as well? So again, he's missed out. Yeah, he's missed out on 9 million a year, which yeah. But
yeah, that would have been a good move for him, really, because yet again, you look at that Ajax team, especially they got all the way to the Champions League semi-final, really. Look at De Ligt, went to Juventus, really stagnated his career. Obviously gone to Bayern Munich over the last 12 months. Kim going to Bayern, I think that's a tremendous deal for Bayern Munich, in all honesty. Made up he's gone there instead of Man United, because he'll be going to Bayern to actually win trophies anyway. So, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm gonna quickly, obviously, I think Luke's in as well. It's obviously Doug saying hello, Luke, as well. Luke, if you want to come and join, you're more than welcome to. I know you might be a bit busy as well. Obviously, hello, Doug, as well. Yeah, Doug, if you want to join as well, then do let us know in the comments. Of course, we are going to be joined by, again, the guy that like to say that I live in a green balloon. Thanks, Kev. But how are we, Kev?
We all live in a big green balloon. What's the crack?
But that.
Very good.
I'm full of food and I'm nourished. So yeah, I'm happy. That's how we.
Very, very, very happy.
Jack, long time no see.
Yeah, I'm sick of you lads already. Yeah. Okay.
Just play some pro clubs and we should all be fine. Do you know what, chat? If you want us to see us play pro clubs, I don't think any of you would like us anymore. that's the good honest thing. Anyway, but Doug, I will send you a link now in a moment as well. But
proper Burnley, get the ball to the back so you can just cross it into the big man.
Literally. Are we signing Dominik? By the looks of things, as well, we'll quickly run through.
Yeah, looking positive, mate. Looking good.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna. I'll quickly read out the news and then I'll quickly send Doug.
Yes, recap on what for everyone that's coming in though.
Yeah, so for everyone that is tuning in just now, of course, yeah, Liverpool, going to David Ornstein, Liverpool are pushing ahead with a deal to sign Dominik Szoboszlai. Looked difficult, but dynamic has shifted. Obviously, Newcastle are now out of the deal. Now appears Liverpool confident it can be done. I made talks with RB Leipzig, of course, Fabio Carvalho, Fabrizio Romano as well, saying the negotiations between Liverpool and RB Leipzig for Dominik Szoboszlai are very advanced and progressing to the final stages. Key point being clarified on the price between the two clubs. No issue on player side, of course. He does also want to say, again, he is a top target for Liverpool. Obviously, club sources said that negotiations are ongoing, but still discussing about final price, of course, with the release clause being there for Liverpool. And of course, it does expire today. And Paul Joyce also coming out and saying that Liverpool are looking to trigger the release clause today on Dominik Szoboszlai as well. Anyway, but Kev, obviously, I've got Jack reacting to the news. First of all, are you happy about the player? Are you excited about the transfer?
I am. I'm sure if Paul Joyce is tweeting it and the Italian Connor, then it's definitely happening. You know what I mean? So, look, I'm happy, lads. I'm very happy. Very good player. Very good potential as well. And Klopp can mold him. I mean, he's pretty much about to start hitting his peak. Muscle building level, his peak stamina level, he's hitting it all now. So it's the right time for Klopp to take him over and turn him into a world class player, like he's done with most other players under his belt. I'm very, very happy, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, something we didn't mention, Jack. Of course, it is the fourth player from the Salzburg or the Red Bull family, of course, with Sadio Mane, obviously Naby Keita,
Taki
Minamino.
Salzburg is pretty much their feeder club. They're the scouting club, and Leipzig is the selling on club.
To be fair, was it a post in 2018 or 2019 where
they had it on a wall with like two other players, didn't they?
I wonder what the 2022 person was supposed to be. Like, who knows at that stage anyway. But of course, obviously, I think overall, though, in terms of, again, just coming out just now, I'm going to quickly read out something as well from Philip Heinz. I think it's the German journalist who's been on top of it. Of course, he's reporting for Sky Germany, saying that Liverpool and RB Leipzig are in talks during the day. The possibility of financial structure of the deal, as firstly reported, personal terms would definitely not be a problem for Liverpool. Talks still currently ongoing. Payment structure is the main topic of conversation at the moment. So, of course, as things stand, or before the day anyway, of course, it was going to be 60 million up front. But of course, Liverpool can get a payment structure in there that we all know Liverpool like to do in transfers, which obviously is the main thing nowadays. But again, if that can happen, it's a brilliant deal.
It's caveated massively. I spoke to Kev on this before. Like Carvalho, even if you tie in some way any potential deal in the next 12 months and that, where you get 20 million off Szoboszlai, could could be massive, really. In all honesty, mate, for me.
They're going to make the same or the same money, Leipzig. But what Liverpool are going to structure, as you said, is the breaking down of it. So maybe 11 to 15 million a year. It could be less than that a year. It could be like 8 million a year. And then like it'll be on top of that, you're talking about maybe 11 to 15% sell-on clause if it goes above a certain number, and maybe like an 8% sell-on clause if it's below a certain number. That's the kind of way they work these things. But look, it no matter what, even if somebody come in and trigger these clauses right now, he's already said he wanted Liverpool, so it all comes down to the player at the end of the day. So like somebody can come in and beat 80 million if they want, but the player will just say no to that. So yeah, according to the people anyway, they're saying how overjoyed he is to join Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. As well, obviously, big up Jay as well. Hopefully, you're doing well, mate. As well. Obviously, obviously, if I have missed anyone's comments, I do apologize. As well. But who's next then? Turam, Lavia, or somebody else? Again, I think, like we said, just enjoy Szoboszlai at the minute. We haven't got him over the line just yet. But of course, things do look good at the moment, of course. But we will quickly take a look then at his stats, of course, on RBRef for you guys. Of course, like I did say, I'm going to take a quick look at, of course, the scouting report on there.
We got schooled on his pronunciation of his name as well by a Hungarian while ago, didn't we, Jack?
Oh.
So yeah, it's Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai. Yeah.
Szoboszlai.
No, Szoboszlai.
Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
I'll butcher for the next 12 months anyway. But
you see what I say? It sounds like Szoboszlai.
You can tell it's a Friday, can't you, chat? As you can see,
Friday again, and that song's going to keep going.
As you can see for there, anyway, chat. Of course, when we look at passing, again in the top 94 percentile, top 95, again in the high greens, which of course looks absolutely unreal in that regard as well. Of course, you look at in terms of, again, short, medium pass completions and that. Again, this what Liverpool lacked last season. I think especially when we talked, when me and Jack spoke about in terms of Thiago. I think Thiago's pass percentage rate went down, I think 6% last season, which of course doesn't sound massive. But when you talk, that's just Thiago. Of course, when the whole team passing ability went out to the window last year at times, again, when you've got, like, again, McAllister coming in and Szoboszlai coming in as well, and adding, of course, passing ability in that regard as well. Of course, it does massively help your case.
Yeah, you caveat that with the position in which you look at Kevin De Bruyne's pass accuracy. Him, the likes of Szoboszlai, players that play in that area of the pitch for the majority of football teams don't have necessarily the best passing accuracy. The majority of the time, it's always centre halves and goalkeepers or something of that ilk, like a Rodri for City or a Stones, or like constantly getting the ball, passing it backwards or sideways or a bit further up the pitch as well, mate. So yeah, it's exciting, mate. He's one of those players that will be hopefully providing those killer passes, really. Hopefully looking for the balls, as you said at the top of the show, mate, for Darwizzy, mate, or if it is Cody Gakpo. Like, I'm salivating at the fact that, really, you look at the player that Cody Gakpo is, the impact in which he had in this team. McAllister's used to the Premier League. He's used to the big stage. If Szoboszlai does come in now and hit the ground running as well, it just makes Darwin's embedding a lot more easier, alleviates quite a lot of pressure as well. And especially if he's coming into a winning team as well, no one's going to be quite arsed really what Darwin's doing. As long as he's coming in and making that impact, it's going to make every little bit of the clock really work, in all honesty.
I think what adds to it next season though with Darwin is, I think in certain games, of course, he can play that false nine position role if you want to. But I think for me, what Liverpool need to start doing with Darwin Núñez, and obviously it will help with Szoboszlai coming in, Kev, is the fact that Darwin Núñez is best when he's running in behind of the defence. And as like we said, as long as you've got midfielders that to spot the passes and so on as well. But in terms of again, in terms of Darwin Núñez and him going in behind, do you foresee that? Do you think Liverpool might move towards more of that? I know that, again, Cody Gakpo, I think for a lot of us, starts the season as
Yeah.
the main striker for Liverpool. But
Yeah.
with the addition of Szoboszlai, do you see any tactical differences between what Liverpool did towards the end of last season and what they could do at the start of this one?
I see more of a shift on attack going to 3-2-2-3. To be honest with you, because I think Trent will sit in next to Fabinho, maybe even a bit further forward, and he'll push into Slobos. So Dominic, we call him that at the moment because I'm confusing myself going to the old name and the new name. So Dominic, slotting into his position as he moves a bit forward. Look, Darwin Núñez was an absolute nuisance for defenses last season, and he hadn't gotten goal. What he didn't have was that the ability to somebody to play that pass over to him in between the defenses. The runs that he was making were really, really good. I think Trent eventually started doing it a bit later in the season, but it was too late for him to get any momentum going to score any more goals. And I think, with these two guys in the team, in McAllister and Szoboszlai, you're gonna get a lot of chances created, especially when it comes down to Szoboszlai. What am I saying? Szoboszlai. I can't even speak after eating.
Stop doing it to yourself.
Szoboszlai.
Just call him
Szoboszlai.
Just call him Dom.
Yeah, old Dom. I'll just call him old Dom. But with his range of passing, we should see a lot more out of Darwin Núñez, I think, this coming season. And at the end of the day, even if he does create these chances for Darwin running through, and even if he doesn't get the opportunity to score where they get back, Salah and Luis Diaz will be legging it in from the side to just knock him in, and you'll have either Gakpo or McAllister coming up behind him to receive any late balls. And it's just going to be, I could just see us being an all-out attacking force next season with these guys being involved, and especially with Trent's new role with that inverted right back. He's going to be more playing as a side-by-side number 6 with Fabinho, I think. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, absolutely. Doug, can you give a pronunciation lesson?
Szoboszlai. There you go.
I prefer
Szoboszlai. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, but I keep confusing myself with the other one with Szoboszlai, and it's not Szoboszlai, it's Szoboszlai.
No one's asked, really. We've got him. Well, we're going to be getting him anyway, as long as he's so he can be called
Dominik Szoboszlai. Well, I start singing like a man, no, will I? That's his name. Darwin Núñez. What's your man? Who's he again?
Man could be called Mr. Blobby. I'm not asked, as long as he's playing well in football.
As long as he can play in midfield and doesn't have an injury record. So that's that anyway. But Doug, obviously, welcome to the show. Obviously.
Thank you.
Well, again, first of all, like I'm asked all the rest of the lads, are you happy with the signing? Are you thrilled with the signing of Szoboszlai?
Over the moon, mate. Absolutely over the moon. This is a guy that I've been watching since the early sort of Salzburg days. I think we kind of knew that he was a very, very good player then. I remember him playing in that 4-3 game. I think it was Holland, Szoboszlai, and I think it was Minamino that scored in that game. And we all remembered him then. I think he's had a very good time of it at Leipzig. He is Hungarian captain as well. And look, this isn't just from midfield. He can play right wing. So this is very, very important for me. When we look at, obviously, Mo being at the AFCON in January, there's an option to play Szoboszlai on the right wing. I'm absolutely made up. And he's the right age as well. He's the right age. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can bring to the table. But we have badly needed new midfielders, and the rebuild, as many people call it, is just starting, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, I think the £60 million for him, again, like we said, 22 years of age. Again, like you said, and like Doug and like Jack and Kev said, can play a massive amount of positions for Liverpool. We're not only, he's not only tied down to one key position. Again, like we've said, he is tied down. He can play everywhere.
Right mid as well. Even like a 4-4-2 as well. So even good.
I think for me, one thing that he does remind me of is kind of I think I said it yesterday. In terms of Ox, he can do that as well, but for some reason he reminds me a lot of what Adam Lallana was to Liverpool and what he'll bring. Again, of course, I'm not comparing Adam Lallana to Szoboszlai, of course, but just judging from the signing as well and what he could bring, again, for me, I think it is very much like that, what he could become for Liverpool. But again, we'll just have to wait and see, of course, as well. But just taking a look ahead a little bit. I know we said obviously keep in the moment a little bit, Jack. But
I was just going to say, drop the link to Jamie if you can as well. Just ask for that.
Oh,
yeah.
That.
Well, we don't ask. We sorry that.
For God's sake. No, but
football friends.
Someone's house is on fire there. Like just forget the show.
It's me oven, Jack. It's me oven. I've just literally put my tea in. So literally, I've done a U. So literally, I'm getting my tea as I'm on midstream. Typical me. But there we go.
Yeah,
I've trained my missus how to cook, Doug.
Right, I still use the microwave.
Or wait until the air fryer just explodes everything. Anyway, but obviously moving a bit forward now, of course, Jack, if it is to be the £60 million that is linked with, of course, that will take up Liverpool spending, I think, up to £95 million for the summer. We spoke about, what's next for Liverpool in terms of, again, adding a midfielder, adding a centre half. I think Paul Joyce, today added that, once Szoboszlai is done or potentially done, Liverpool will look for other key areas that need rebuilding this summer as well. I think he added in his article piece that he did this morning. But what for you would be, what should Liverpool do next? Do you think that it is, maybe tie down the centre half that we need at the moment in terms of that left-sided centre half, or do you think maybe there is something, another midfielder in terms of maybe we wait now until Kefran Turam is done, or what's your thoughts on what could happen next for Liverpool?
Like if we did get a Caicedo's type of player and we went out and got, I know it cost a lot of money, but another player of that profile coming to the football club, that for me that was speaking to Kev before, mate, and it that would very much, it massively bridges the gap. Like it complement massively as well. We've already spoke about Fabinho's. When Fabinho's on form and he's doing his job, he's one of the best sixers in world football. Let's not forget that. But he was just so much off the boil, not just Fabinho, but the majority of the team. But if he's not up to scratch this season, I think we still need a six. I know Trent's playing in that six role as well. But that athleticism as well, it opens up Liverpool's game twofold, in all honesty, really. There's a couple of South American number sixes as well. Obviously, with that addition to the new adapting of the new rule, in the next couple of years, obviously you're allowed to overseas players that can't quite usually get work permits as well. So that's going to really help in terms of the recruitment as well. But yeah, another midfielder I'd like, mate, whether that be a Caicedo or Forum, whoever it is, but I'd like it to be a bit more versatile because I think we're laughing there, mate. In all honesty, because you think about it, you got Szoboszlai. If we are to go to that, as Kev said, the 3-2-2-3 formation or 3-2-5. Obviously, you've got Szoboszlai, Elliott, then you got Jones, McAllister in those two roles, and then behind them you've got Trent, Fabinho, Bajcetic, and then hopefully another midfielder, whoever that is, in terms of a young player or another out-and-out six, and then caveat that with more or less a centre-half as well, that can either play left centre-half or right centre-half. That is very versatile in terms of the wide areas. Kev, you're nodding away. Oh,
I was talking to Doug. I was on mute, and I was talking to Doug. I was sending signals through my brain to Doug.
Well, make sure the house is not burning anyway. But yeah, Kev, would you have the same thinking of Jack as well in terms of what's next for Liverpool?
Me and Jack think alike, never. But no, look, what's next for
Liverpool?
Comment. I'm slightly different. I do believe that Trent needs to be kept more in the midfield, and I do think we need a right centre back, right back type player. Your Pavard, your Gvardiols, your this type of ilk of player. I think if you get them in, they can completely change how Liverpool play football. They can completely free. Have the experience of Trent Alexander-Arnold being a right back who also attacks. But to be able to, for his covering ability now, where he plays, is a perfect position for somebody to be sitting in behind him. So, look, For me, I think we already have it in Trent, but I wouldn't be against bringing in another number 6. No, but yeah, I would rather see that space just left for Trent and then just concentrate on the defender now, and maybe some backup for Raul. Well, Simi's staying, so yeah, we definitely need backup for Trent, no matter what. So yeah, right centre back or right back position, I'd say. So we'll see.
I think for me, Doug, like you
Oh,
guys
also, sorry. One more thing, lads. Can you stop comparing Szoboszlai to Naby Keita? I've seen it in multiple chats everywhere. Just because he comes from RB Leipzig doesn't mean he's going to be injured like Naby Keita. Come on, use the brain.
Where have I seen that?
Yeah.
Kev, where are you looking? Are you looking on those Mank websites again?
I'm looking on it. People just keep comparing it to bloody Keita, and I'm just like, he's not going to be injured like Keita. You know, just like injuries aren't catchable. You know what I mean?
As long as he doesn't fall off.
He's sitting in the same seat as Keita. He's going to get injured.
Please touch some wood now, please.
Yeah.
Before something bad happens.
Yeah. Past the watershed kind of car bounce.
Not like that.
Daddy!
Oh, chat, don't we love it anyway? If you do like this type of content, then please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well, obviously. But Doug, what would be your next step for Liverpool? Like I said, I think for me, I'd like Liverpool now to go after and get Thuram more or less done, because I think, obviously, for me, the one person I'd like Liverpool to sign in terms of centre-half is Inacio. But what would be your next step for Liverpool?
Well, firstly, Kev, is that all right now?
Yeah, sorry, it was when I could hear it in both ears, it was peaking a little bit, so every time it was going up, it was going bzz, bzz, bzz. So I knew his mic was peaky. That's it.
Oh, there
we go.
It's all right. It usually leaves me in the bottom there as well, so it's all good. Oh, we'll
here's the story of a man named Brady. Sorry.
Get off. Anyway, but Doug, go on.
Yeah, look, I think obviously I think Inacio would be a very, very good centre back to get, but I think we've always said that this summer that the rebuild is definitely the midfield. I think the midfield has been neglected for so many years, and I think when you look at the midfield signings that we're obviously getting, I mean, Thuram would be fantastic. I mean, if we could get Thuram, Szoboszlai, and McAllister, then that's a very, very good rebuild. And then obviously, you know, to have Inacio potentially on top of that, I think it's a great window. I really, really do. It all sort of depends on sort of outgoings for me, who would probably be, you know, going. But let's just enjoy today. Let's just enjoy tomorrow, and just see what the next day brings. You know, I'm not one for seeing loads of people moaning about every single thing on social media, because that would just be absolutely boring and pathetic to do. So I'm just going to sit back and just see what happens to this wonderful football club.
Never me, that's all.
Can I just what's name in Liverpool have just tweeted
new contract.
Yeah, it's a new contract for Adrian, guys. So congratulations, Adrian, for a new contract, ladies. Of course, I am taking the absolute mickey there anyway. Obviously, I think Twitter already, the whole thing's like, this isn't Szoboszlai, what's on earth happening? But again, it's quite funny anyway. But Jay, big thank you for coming on, mate. Obviously, it's been a while, I think, since
it's been a long time.
The channel. But how are we? And are you excited about Dominik Szoboszlai?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it goes through. So the rumours are that if Liverpool can't do the deal by midnight, that RB and Liverpool got a great working relationship, so they're allowed negotiations to go on to Friday to Saturday. So and keep the release clause fee at 60 million with instalments. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be done. They're just trying to work out a payment plan right now, similar to what Chelsea got from Benfica, Enzo from Benfica, when Chelsea didn't want to pay the 105, like the release clause, and they paid it over instalments and they paid a little bit extra. It's going to be the same sort of thing for Salah. Right, apparently you don't say the Z. Szoboszlai. It's Szoboszlai. Apparently,
it's actually, would you believe?
And the Z is a long S. So it's Szoboszlai.
Yeah, there was a Hungarian guy called Gabor, and I chatted a while ago, and he spelt it out, and the way he spelt it was so cool because he went Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
So you said it's Szoboszlai
Yeah.
is what is the thing, but yeah, put the E in the end of it, but just get rid of it because we won't say the E. So Szoboszlai. That'll do.
But yeah, he's going to be quality. 16 mil if that's the case. 95 million for him and McAllister alone is great business, if you ask me.
Unbelievable.
Need one more, though. Need one more. I personally think it's going to be Lavia from Southampton.
You think?
Yeah, I think it'll be Lavia from Southampton. Liverpool in contact with him right now. They're after a defender as well. I think we're going to get 2 more after this deal. So, yeah, Lavia's the one they want. They're looking at Turan, but they're not sure. And they think Lavia might have a brighter future. So they might be looking at him from Southampton to come in and play as that next number 6 behind Fabinho. And after Fabinho's contract's finished, because I don't think Liverpool are interested in letting Fabinho go. Once his contract's finished, Lavia a bit older, a couple of years older, and will take that number 6 for himself for the future. I think that's why they're looking at it.
Do you think, as Brian said it, but they perfectly, if that was to be the case, Bajcetic is better than Lavia? Do you think that hinders Bajcetic?
No, because Bajcetic is not better, but Bajcetic is better guy. Bajcetic is not a number 6. I think Bajcetic is better getting forward. I'd rather see Bajcetic getting in more of attacking areas in the midfield.
He's a Thiago replacement, really.
Yeah, I'd class him more as. I don't think he's that sitting 6. I think when I watched him play, when he did play a couple of times with Fabinho and that, he got further forward, and you can tell by the goal he scored against West Ham that he's got more to his game than just suffering him as a number 6. In my opinion, I think he's that Thiago replacement when Thiago leaves, and Lavia is more of that holding 6 for me.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I want to quickly say as well, there's 140 people in here right now, so big.
Go ahead, the boys and girls.
That is tuning in as well. Of course, if you obviously hit that like button as well, go and subscribe. Obviously, if Mark's here, any mods are in here as well, you could please put everyone's links in the comment section down below as well. I will try and do it after the stream as well. Anyway, but yeah, I think as Jay said, but it is. Yeah, obviously, it's great the fact that Liverpool do have a brilliant relationship with RB Leipzig in terms of, again, if we can't get the deal done tonight or by tonight anyway, of course, obviously it will extend. And then, if Liverpool do put the money up, then, of course, it does look like Liverpool will sign, of course, Dominik Szoboszlai as well anyway. But I want to quickly dive into the comments. Thanks. We have a little bit more of the comments for tonight.
Yeah, it's rattled through a load of them.
We have now two spots available for 2 foreign players over 22. Adrian was the worst decision we could have made as well. Yeah, we do have 2 spots available, but of course, I think even with homegrown as well, I think we've got, is it 1 spot left or 2 spots left as well? But obviously, Seb van der Berg and Nat Phillips are a part of that as well, so maybe they might go this summer as well. Not hopefully for Nat Phillips anyway, but let's get 50 likes, guys. Well, yeah, obviously if we could get to 50, I much appreciate it as always. Thank you, Jack, for that. Jamie, how are you doing? Good evening as well. But I was seeing what's happening with Kelleher. Mark, do you know as well? I think he's very much staying at Liverpool, isn't he? I think, to be fair. Szoboszlai is 22, so that leaves 1 more spot for a foreign player. Thuram is also 22 as well. Again, I'd love Khafran Thuram at Liverpool. I think, again, could fill in 2-3 positions for us quite easily. I think. What else we have? Bajcetic is converted from a centre half. He's definitely capable of becoming a DM as well as Bry. I would pay more than 25 for him as well.
It's the age profile as well, there, Con, as Jay was alluding to. Like, in terms of if you bring Lavia in, I think that's one thing that we've all said. You look at Henderson, Milner, the midfield players or just players in general that are getting to the back end of their career now that can't really compete at their full capacity, especially the dynamicness of Liverpool's midfield, especially Jurgen Klopp midfield at Dortmund as well. And Mainz, he wants fresh legs, he wants bodies. But it would be like an interesting change of guard. And you look at Arsenal's, I think they had was it last season, they had the 2nd youngest squad in the Premier League, which that just goes to show they're going to evolve year on year and gain experience. And Liverpool, when we were playing at our peak form as well, we brought the likes of Salah, Mane, all in at certain ages. Everyone was 25, 26 years old. And you look at Jota now, 24, 25. So they're all going to gradually get even better. and be playing their peak years as well. I think that's a massive point to look positively towards, mate.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I want to quickly go through everyone as well. If, of course, hopefully when we do sign Szoboszlai as well, what is Liverpool's best midfield right now? So say first game of the season against Chelsea, we're deciding what Liverpool's midfield.
What formation?
You decide. There you go. But no, let's say like Liverpool's best midfield and what you would pick. I'll go around everyone as well. Jack, what would be your midfield three if we was to sign Szoboszlai?
In a 4-3-3, then I'd go. That's a bit mad. Play Trent in the 6. Go Szoboszlai and then McAllister. But if we were playing the 3-2-2-3 formation, obviously Trent, Fabinho. At the minute, we haven't brought in another 6. So Fabinho, Trent, and then the box of the 4. I go Szoboszlai on the right at the number 8, and obviously McAllister on the left, attacking 8 anyway. Really, for me, mate.
Kev, would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would do the same. Yeah, I pretty much do the same. I mean, if Trent is going to play the inverted fullback, then you would have Fabinho in there already with Szoboszlai and McAllister. But then what happens to Gakpo after having a good 6 months with us? And I still think his best positions on the left hand side of that midfield where Thiago played. So coming in from deep. So look, as long as I don't care, it's a good headache to have. But if I think we're going to have a more solid midfield and a more comprehensive midfield, I'd say you're going to have McAllister and Szoboszlai in that. So,
Jay, would you agree with the lads, or do you go because something different?
I can't wait to Chelsea away in the first game of the season with the midfield. Fabinho, Henderson, and McAllister. Because you know that's happening. It all depends how Klopp. I think Klopp's changing systems because we're buying more creative goal-scoring midfielders. You go back to what Klopp's had at Liverpool. He's going away from that a little bit. Szoboszlai, McAllister, they're creative, they're goal-scoring, they're more attack-minded. They want to do their work at the higher end of the pitch. So if we're going by that route, I think, and we're desperately after a right-sided centre-back because he wants to play 3 at the back, in my opinion, in times in-game. And he doesn't want to play Robbo as a third centre-back. So if you do that, it all depends. If we're playing 4-3-3, I think Trent's inverted, goes into that midfield area in-game alongside Fabinho. And then I think you have Szoboszlai and McAllister playing behind Darwin Núñez, who will be the main striker for Liverpool, I do think, because he's been given the number 9 shirt. Salah on the right, Diaz on the left. And that's a heck of a, McAllister, Szoboszlai behind Darwin. This helps Darwin as well, by the way. These 2 signings of McAllister and Szoboszlai, because they're great passers of the ball. And you had them behind a Darwin and a Salah and a Luis Diaz, and then you got Trent and Fabinho back there mopping up. Yeah, man, that's tasty. That's tasty, and I think that's the way they would go. If you get a Thuram in, whoever's going to come in, I'll have your Thuram there, your bench player, your rotational player, squad player. It just makes us better. Then you got a Jota on the bench, a Gakpo on the bench. It's hard to complain.
Absolutely. Doug, obviously Jay's mentioned really good points there. What would be your midfield 3 for Chelsea on the first day of the season?
Well, I like the fact that we've mentioned Fabinho and Henderson in the same sentence. That would just really, really piss everyone off, wouldn't it? That would just really, really rile everyone up. I would honestly, I think if we get a DM like a Lavia or obviously Thuram, then I would probably think that he'll probably. Well, the thing with Klopp is he doesn't usually bed them in straight away. Like they take a bit of time to get used to it. But if it was me, I'm looking at Chelsea, right? I'm looking at Kepa Arrizabalaga, who's still going to be number 1 for Chelsea. Like Chelsea are not going to get a goalkeeper. You look at that. You look at their team. I would play, obviously, Obviously, Trent will probably be an inverted sort of midfielder. So, he'll probably start right back. But if it was me, I would say Fabinho, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. I would start the three of them because you're looking at Poppadom hands in Kepa Arrizabalaga. Szoboszlai likes a shot. Trent likes a shot. Bed them in, and you know what? If we have long shots against Kepa, you'd probably see a couple of them hit the back of the net. Honestly, I would honestly play the three of them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think my three would be Fabinho, Szoboszlai, and McAllister. As of things right now, if we get shove Thuram in the 6, why not? And I'm kidding, of course. I think Liverpool. I think Thuram is more than 8 to a 10 if we did go for him in the end of things anyway. But of course, I think as everyone has mentioned, I think in terms of what we all expect, it's probably going to be Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson, and Fabinho's first game of the season anyway.
Surely they can't. I mean, McAllister dominated Chelsea last season, like in that game at Stamford Bridge. Surely he gets started. Whether Szoboszlai or any of them get started, surely McAllister at least gets to start, even if Henderson starts on the right, and then they bring Szoboszlai in afterwards.
You don't spend all that money, Kevin, lads.
Yeah.
We're not City where you can leave 60, 70, 80 million pound players on the bench. And like we spend money on big players, certainly getting in the starting 11.
Yeah.
You have to be harsh, but I think Curtis Jones is going to be cleaning boots for the next while, and he'll get opportunities in the cup. But for me, it's we can't be dwelling on players that had 3 or 4 good games last season, and then that's it.
Yeah,
when you need them over the whole season.
We can't forget, we had a bad 6 months as well. Sorry, David.
Yeah, exactly. The first 6 months was shocking. That's not like the whole season was garbage. But the
Jay, what are you talking about? It was the perfect season for FSG to finally build a midfield.
FSG were like, well, that's all right. We had a good run to the back end of the season.
No, you're right. Like Curtis Jones, though, he's got. If he can do if that's the real Curtis Jones, what we saw towards the end of the season, he's a terrific squad player. But I know a lot of people keep talking about Thuram and why ain't Liverpool done the job yet because Newcastle bought Tonali while he was in the under-21 tournaments and stuff like that. And why ain't Liverpool getting Thuram in? The reason Liverpool ain't got Thuram in is because what you saw happen to Kone. Newcastle can afford to gamble. They just got unlimited wealth. They can afford to gamble. It's not a bother. If he gets injured there, they've already splashed out 70 mil. By the way, he doesn't look like he wants to be at Newcastle at all. But it don't matter because they're like, okay, be back in 8 months' time. It don't matter. We're just going to buy someone else. Liverpool can't afford to take gambles like that. So I think Liverpool looking at Thuram and thinking it's him and Lavia. I think that's who they're looking at as the third midfielder. And I think Lavia might be the favourite right now because I think he's the easier get from Southampton. Southampton ain't going to have much negotiation in this. They've just got relegated. They know, Man City got the buyback clause the following season. So I think Southampton would rather sell him this summer, get some money in for him. With Thuram, Nice basically don't want to let him go. You've had the Jim Radcliffe thing where he's trying to buy Man United and what's going on there, and he owns Nice. So I think if you look at it, the easier get is probably Lavia. But if Liverpool go for Thuram, I think after the under-21 tournament's finished, I think you might see Liverpool's next move either be Thuram or Lavia. But they've got to get the Szoboszlai all sorted first, and hopefully they do because, that's him and McAllister is mad. We've gone from Naby and Ox to McAllister and Szoboszlai. I mean, think about that.
It is a bit of an upgrade, isn't it? But it is. One thing I want to quickly ask is how much do we think, and this is to everyone as well, how much do we think Lavia would be? Because that buyback clause for City is a massive, it is a pain in the ass that it's there. But do we think it'll be below the 40 mil or
between 40 and 50? Same as Thuram. I think Thuram's going to be between 40 and 50. I think Lavia's going to be between 40 and 50. So I think that's what whoever Liverpool thinks the easier get. I think it's simple as that. But I think they're both about the same price.
Yeah. would be interesting, of course. But again, we'll just have to wait and see now. And I think that obviously I know that a couple of people are going on about Curtis Jones in the comments as well. To be fair, Curtis Jones had a really good under-21 tournament so far.
But everyone's spot on in their comments. There's a lot of love, and quite rightly so as well. From
They do, yeah. Don't get me wrong with my comments while I go about saying clean the boots, but I'm saying if you're in a team that has McAllister and Szoboszlai and maybe Thiago available, or Bajcetic, do all of them start over Curtis Jones, or do we just go on the 3 or 4 games that he's played well? I hope, believe me, lads, I hope he even does more so than McAllister. I hope he does more than. I hope he becomes integral to the Liverpool side because he's a Scouser, but we can't ignore what's on the table now.
What tickled you there, Jay? What tickled you there?
The cleaning the boots bit. But we need we need a squad. This is what we always complain about all the time. We need a squad. Curtis Jones is a perfect squad player. He's not going to bitch and moan. He's going to get on with his work. He's going to train hard. Klopp rates him, so he's going to get game time. And if he can show the quality that he did at the end of last season, when you're like, oh, okay, Curtis Jones has got a bit. He has got technique. He has. He's got an eye for a goal. He can get at the back post. He's got a trick. If you've got that player, then that's an excellent squad addition. But what it is, we just need more first-team footballers. And McAllister and Szoboszlai are better footballers, but there's nothing wrong with Curtis Jones being a good squad player. We need depth, and I don't see an issue with it.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think if we get the Curtis Jones that we had for the last 10 games of the season for the entirety of next year, it'd be a massive asset for Liverpool.
I think him, Bajcetic and Henderson start the cup games. If we're going that way. Yeah, or Thiago along with rotate with Curtis Jones, because Bajcetic played really well with Thiago as well. But I think, if we're going to be playing against weaker teams, I think Bajcetic can do the 6th role when we're playing against weaker teams. But he just can't do it when we're, he was outgunned by Man City. Man City kind of showed him up in that game that time. So that's where he was more proven to be more attacking in these guys. He's better proven to be attacking in those games. But against lesser opposition, man, he's a good tackler. He can win balls. Him, Henderson, and either Thiago or Jones are the cup starters for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather see Jones just for the quality because Thiago's on his way out, to be honest with you.
I think definitely for Europa League though, I think you see Bajcetic and Curtis Jones starting pretty much all the group games. I would say maybe with Thiago as like you said, as an experienced midfielder on the right hand side for Liverpool. But of course we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, of course, that's another one. To be fair, imagine Thuram, McAllister and Valverde. Yeah,
That's just porn.
You'd see us all in the back garden on a live stream.
That's just
you had Brill and Valverde into these kind of scenarios, man, and we're just sitting in La La Land. It's just not happening.
Real Madrid are not selling their best.
It would definitely need a watershed for that to be fair.
Real Madrid are not selling their best midfield.
That's just a proper Homer moment, isn't it?
I'd love Valverde. I'd love that. Valverde's top 5 best midfielder.
He is, very good.
I'd love the guy, but there's no way Real Madrid are going to sell him.
Well, of course, we ended up with bloody Arthur Melo when we were supposed to be getting Valverde in the last chance saloon there before the season started last season. It just didn't happen. So
probably the same reports that were coming out from Sky last night. So don't believe that.
Oh man, that was. Yeah. And then that same bloke had the nerve to mention today. Oh, there. What are you, mate? I don't listen to him. If anyone's actually listening,
he's a bloody Bournemouth reporter.
If anyone, he's obviously got something wrong with him. But it's like, I just. Why does Sky report this?
Obviously, he got something wrong with him.
He supports Bournemouth anyway. So.
There's something wrong with that.
Why do Sky they get the worst people in to report on transfers and now they're talking about like Mason Mount like he's the next coming of Jesus Christ. I swear Sky Sports only know Premier League footballers. And that's it. They have no idea about players around Europe. All they know is Sky Sports players, Premier League players. They may say, what a signing Mason Mount is. 60 mil. We're buying Szoboszlai for the same money. Who would you rather have?
That's ridiculous, though, the fact that he's on nearly 300 grand a week. Or even
crazy money, man. And
they never learned, did they?
No.
Just
like
another
the-
They're
one.
like that special kid in the class saying it who will never learn. That is Man United. They just won't. I knew as soon at 300 grand a week. Oh my God, Man United. Oh,
Scuba
Is it-
Steve.
There's actually a report coming out. Apparently, Manchester United won't have enough money for a striker after the Mason Mount
Right.
deal.
and this is what United fans are fuming about because they need a striker and a goalkeeper,
I
and they
see,
haven't
man.
got the money, and they wanted
Yeah.
to put all their
We're
money.
not going to have to owe him and Kev.
They wanted to put all their money into Victor Osimhen. Then they illegally done over David De Gea, didn't they? So
That was shocking what they were doing.
The treatment that Manchester United are given to here is absolutely ridiculous. Like that guy has been at Man United since like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
And they have the cheek to treat him like this. Like his contract runs out at midnight tonight, so he's out of contract literally at midnight tonight. So
I'd leave. I'll just go.
I would leave, especially with the treatment he's been receiving.
Oh, I'll be out of here. You know,
Did Spurs get a new goalkeeper yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
we signed
yeah.
like
Is
that.
that
The Velo, I think that's his name.
And they signed Maddison, who hates Tottenham. I mean, that's
Yeah. It was shades of when we bought that fella from bloody. It brought up his tweets like an off Liverpool, our centre half. A couple of years
Ben
ago.
Davies.
Ben
Ben Davis.
He was like, "What tweets?" And I wish the LFC media team just showed him. Like, there we
There's
go.
the tweets. Like,
yeah.
Here's the tweets.
so to be fair though, it just like it's same with Harry Kane though. Like that photo of him in an Arsenal shirt is just again. I think he goes to Chelsea. By the way, Harry Kane. Weirdly
Yeah,
enough.
posh,
If he went to
posh.
Chelsea,
No.
Yeah.
Harry Kane.
in Bayern Munich?
Harry Kane is the biggest bastard in the world.
Yeah. He
If he
goes.
goes from Tottenham to Chelsea, I'd love it.
Oh,
I'd
yeah.
take the hell out of him for it. I'd absolutely love it.
Bloody hell.
Jesus.
But
If I was him, I'd go. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, be like the ex-manager in Poch. Like, that's as you mentioned. You mentioned Manchester United lads. They crying out desperately for a striker, and so at Chelsea, really, since the days of Didier Drogba, really. In all honesty,
I think it's very similar to the Ronaldo situation at United, Jack, to be honest with you. I think, as good of a player as he is and how many goals that he can actually get, I think having him actually out of Tottenham allows them to create a new identity and set themselves up as a brand new team. And, you'll have Son following fairly soon after that. But the difference with Son being he's now a year younger according to how North Korea have changed their version of time. But now he's gone down a year apparently in age. So, but look, Kane, fantastic player, done Spurs a good service, but won absolutely nothing. And if he wants to do that in his career, I mean, you could say one thing about Gerrard not lifting the Premier League or whatever like that, but like he won pretty much, he won everything else with
won a
Liverpool.
Champions League.
So
even.
So at that, but Kane has won absolutely nothing. Was it the Audi Cup or something like that? I mean, that's not a trophy, it's a merit badge.
I think one player though that has got away with murder at Spurs, and I like him as a player, is Son. I think Son's got away with murder over the last 12 months.
Oh, but he smiles and everyone likes him.
I don't get it. Like he had a massive flop season last year,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, oh no, like we don't mention that. Spurs in general had a bad season, apart from Harry Kane, because he scored over 30 goals in the league, and it's like
they're afraid to upset everybody else in the team. If Harry Kane is going, they need to keep their best players. So nobody's going to slag him. They're like, say nothing. He might be better next season. And wait for Kane to go, and then we start accusing him of stuff.
Daniel Levy is literally like Oliver from Oliver Twist. He's like literally got his ball. Please, sir, can I get one season out of you?
I think Spurs are banging trouble next season.
Yeah.
I think they're banging trouble. I think Kane, he's going to leave for free if he stays there next season.
Yeah.
And then Son, I mean, everyone forgets, I think Son's 31. He's a lot older than people think he is.
Well, according to
he's 30 now.
He's 30
I was literally just about to say that.
Yeah,
literally just about to say that.
There you go. He's 30 years old. He's a lot older than people think he is. Kuleveski, I think, is quite a purple patch player. I don't think he's that great. And then they got Højbjerg, who's shit. Then they got what, Skips and Monster Munch in midfield. It's terrible.
It's on par. It's on par with Son's lack of being accused of anything is completely the opposite of Salah. Salah gets 20 odd goals and 30 goals last season or something like that and gets slated left, right, and centre for having an average season. And then Son does absolutely nothing and nothing is said to him. It's just weird, man. So I don't know. It's just there's a few players that are like that.
Daily Mail said, man, he's getting 250,000 a week.
I said that.
Right. He's getting more than Virgil.
I can't see the chat. Yeah.
That's a mad one.
Yeah, so I've just seen someone spamming in the chat, so I'm just heading them.
This finished club? What's he on about? What are you on about, man?
This finished club. What the hell are you on about?
We're gonna quickly go through the comments anyway. From
they're obviously from Liverpool, Finland.
Drone saying, Brill show, proper talk. Don't believe anything Sky Sports say until you see the deal is over the line, as they talk. The talk is trash. To be fair, there was once upon a time where Sky Sports was actually credible, probably like 15 years ago.
Everyone tuned in for Gillette Soccer Saturday to listen to professional footballers actually analyse the game properly. That's why Monday Night Football is so popular with everyone, like in England.
It's wokeism, lads. Wokeism. Blame everything on wokeism. As soon as people wake up and realise wokeism is running everything in the media, is when people were smart.
The fact that Paul Merson kept his job.
Yeah, ludicrous.
Sky Sports was just really scared that Paul Merson might do something really bad to himself like that.
Yeah.
And that's the reason they didn't do it.
I think what's her name's gone to before it's BT. No, BT.
Laura Woods gone to
Laura Woods.
Laura Woods gone BT.
Yeah, so happy days.
Well, ain't that TNT Sports now, or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, at least Crash Bandicoot hasn't had anything to say about that name.
TNT Sports, you know. What
used to be Satanta Sports, remember?
Yeah, I used to love Satanta. You still get that in Ireland. What is she going to be in charge of? What, the Champions League?
Probably
just broadcast in general.
Yeah, just main broadcaster, I think.
I hate Laura Woods.
Yeah,
I can't stand
it. It'd probably be like your man that was doing the transfer deadline there. What was the Scottish guy? He's with Talksport now.
Jim
White.
Probably like the female version of him going to BT.
Peter Geordie is going to be on the main commentary for Sky.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Which is
the only good news for Sky.
Do you know, only Liverpool fans were happy about that. I didn't realise that Peter Drury's not that well liked by a lot of football.
Why?
I don't know. They think they think his commentary is like too poetic. You know, he makes poems and all that.
Get over.
That's what football is.
As opposed to Martin Tyler saying the ball has gone that way.
No, that Champions League commentary was an absolute disgrace.
That was
like this year's man. It's ridiculous.
Martin Tyler's terrible. I don't know how he kept his job after what he said about Hillsborough, to be perfectly
that's there's probably many other things as well. I'm surprised he stayed for in that regard. But again, like you've got even Clive Tilsley, like Peter Drury, Clive Tilsley, they are the top two football commentators in the business, and Sky Sports have just gone, we just don't want them.
Get Ali McCoyston as well, because he's the best co-commentator at the moment. Ali McCoyston, I think he's fantastic.
Good. Oh yeah, I mean, anything's better than Steve McManaman and Jermaine Jennings on BT Sport, isn't it?
Didn't they say that Jermaine Jennings was supposed to take over for?
No, he is. He long term. That's the plan.
Gary Lineker?
Long term. That's the plan.
Well, your man Neville's going on Dragon's Den now.
Yeah, no, he is.
I sort of like Gary Neville. I ain't gonna lie.
that was like a guilty
he's a guilty pleasure in a way. I actually sort of like Gary Neville. Him and Carragher are just much watch telly. I'll tell you what they should do. They should just get the cast of CBS Sport and put that on Sky.
Oh, lads, 41 seconds ago, breaking news: Dominik Szoboszlai to Liverpool. Here we go. Understand Leipzig are now informed that Liverpool have triggered the release clause. 70 million euros, personal terms agreed. So Sobo is now ready for his medical test soon. Huge signing for Liverpool. And that's from the Italian Connor.
The Italian Connor. Well done, the Italian Connor.
Where's the ban button for fucking all these? I will quickly get that tweet up as well. But Dominik Szoboszlai is done, which of course is Let me quickly get that tweet up because it's just.
Tell you what, we're a good-looking football team, ain't we?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Not this group of us here now, apart from me. But if you look at,
Excuse me.
you got Allison.
I can do
Virgil,
Magnum as good as the next person.
Allison, Virgil, Trent, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Darwin Núñez. Yeah, you know, it's good looking.
Was that mad rule for Real Madrid years ago? That's why they sold Ozil. Rumored.
Yeah. And Di Maria. Di Maria and Ozil went, didn't they? Because they saw him smile when the team photograph. Yeah. No, we can't have you.
It's mad like, how you look into that, though, supposedly, though.
He's got Mesut Ozil eyes.
Come on, Connor, get your hamsters to go quicker, lad.
It's not my fault. It's there you go. Yeah, as you can see for the breaking news, Dominik Szoboszlai to Liverpool. Here we go. Understand RB Leipzig are now informed that Liverpool have triggered the release clause. 70 million euros, done deal to be signed soon. Personal terms agreed. Sobo's ready for medical test soon. Huge signing for Liverpool. So there we go, guys. It is confirmed that it is. Here we go. So let's end the stream. There we go. Goodbye, everyone. Hopefully, no, I'm kidding. Of course, we're not going to end the stream there anyway. But again, it is a huge signing. It's a massive signing for Liverpool. And again, you know, look, when the time was right, FSG put the money up. FSG in. No, of course I'm going to.
They were in a corner. No, we're going to enjoy this moment. This midfielder should have been done about 3 years ago, as we all know.
It should have done.
You know what's irritating is that we are not a sell to buy football team at all.
Not anymore, no.
We don't actually sell anybody to buy after. We actually buy first, then sell off after, just to make some money back, which is obviously actually sensible business play at the end of the day. If you look at it, we don't. This is what irritates me. They've obviously got the capability of doing this all the time, but they just don't. And it's like, it's proof
that we actually got the Jude Bellingham money, though.
It's like your dads and granddads when they go, I've got no money, son. I can't afford that today. I've got no money. And then they go to the pub and spend 200 quid. I'm like, what? No, I thought you had no money, Dad. No.
But it's like, okay, but you look at the chat there and you see the chat and everybody's like FSG out, this and that. Like, as I said, I was on the fence and I was more, if they weren't going to invest in the next couple of windows, then they're gone for me. I want them gone. But you have to ask yourself, the people in the chat, what would you do? Like, are you trying to do, would you do exactly what they're doing right now? Because your answer would be, would you take a state-owned team and have them coming in? No, I wouldn't take that. I wouldn't want that. But what would you do? You would look for investment and have that brought in and do it. And that's exactly what they're doing. So I can't say much about that. At least they're putting the money in now for the players that are needed. But am I happy about that? That they're very quiet? I don't want my owners to be talking. I don't want to hear a word from them. I just want them to put in the players when we need them done and then just make their money off it on the side. I just want them to shut up. But I don't want them state-owned either. That's me. But you got to ask yourselves the question, if you're going to be saying FSG out here or here or here, then who are you going to have coming in? Somebody else with the same amount of money, putting in the same amount of input and doing the same thing over and over again, maybe. But
I don't know what you're on about. Carol and Caroline are going to be buying the club next week for everyone. But no, look, obviously all the chat is happy as well. Of course, will he wear the number 8? That's the big question. Now, I think 8, 15, 23 are available in the squads.
He's going to take the 8.
Yeah, he will take the 8. Absolutely.
And also, he can play right wing.
And he wears the number 17 in Leipzig because he wants the number 8, and somebody else was wearing the number 8. There's 1 in 7.
He can play right wing as well, which I've always said. Everyone keeps saying we need a Salah, someone to back up Salah, but I've always said you need that versatile player. And when he's away for AFCON for them 3 or 4 games, so I can just go into that right wing area, and cover there. It's a great buy. This is a great bit of business.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely 100%. I'm just going to quickly check if there is anything else. No, it's just Fabrizio Romano, tweeting that it is done in terms of 70 million euros. But yeah, no, again, it's an absolute wonderful signing. And I think all the chat is very much happy as well. Obviously, Fabrizio, here we go. As well, where has this come from, lad? As well, of course, I will quickly bring.
Show us the money, John.
Obviously, bring up the tweet that Fabrizio has just put up anyway. Of course, but yeah, no, it is
somebody put it in before Fabrizio a while ago. Some guy called Chris Williams about 10 minutes before him.
Yeah.
The hell? Sorry.
I think Chris Williams was guessing.
Yeah.
Throw the dart out the window, Chris.
It's Klopp's Bain account just chilling in the
I
chat.
think they said that RB Leipzig leaked it first.
Did
Or
they?
something. Let me
They
have a look at
probably did.
Big up RB.
Yeah, no, but again, like,
Yeah, big Paul Joyce. I've got his notifications. Just yeah, it's more or less done and dusted now, boys. Yeah.
do you know what? Do you know what's frightening me? Like, if that came up from Fabrizio saying it wasn't
Ghosts.
going to happen,
He's failed his medical.
Yeah, or something like that.
Oh.
Again, I have PTSD of
Thick Hair Friday. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Don't say that, Connor. Don't say that.
Hey, reporting on that was horrific. I think for all of us. Yeah, like I'd never want.
Apologise, just tweeted.
Yeah. Doug. We just said that about 5 minutes ago.
Cheers,
Welcome back, Doug.
1995 there, love that Wi-Fi.
It's exactly like that meme, isn't it? That's the best meme I've ever seen. I'm still laughing at that meme.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but
Internet Explorer, huh?
guys, Paul Joyce just tweeted out. Okay.
Oh, what? Ma's going to come in now. All right.
I'll quickly get Paul Joyce tweets out. Of course, it is just confirming what Fabrizio Romano has just put up anyway. Of course, imagine now if there was something else that does come up.
Getting on the plane. Yeah.
Don't. That's nappy. That is. I'm surprised he passed his medical vertebrae. Anyway, but as you can see on screen right now. Anyway, of course, it is.
We'll see how that was quick, lad.
Just took it for some reason. There we go. On, off. I don't know. For some reason, Twitter doesn't want to work. So, wonders being like, there we go. Of course, Paul Joyce coming up. Liverpool have informed RB Leipzig that they will trigger the 70 million euro
triggering clause.
Release clause.
Release clause FC. Come on.
It's a new day. It's literally a new day.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Every FSGO person is sitting there, no man, and smacking their hands in the face because they're kind of going, "I've nothing to be angry at. I've nothing anymore to be angry at. Get me to the pub." Yeah, it's something controversial anyway. I don't know.
Wayne really loves hands, though.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Might not be in the gulag later on. Wait, what? No, but of course, I am joking with that chat anyway. But the release clause triggered by Liverpool as well from Albert. Good seeing you, Albert, as well.
Albert, how are you?
Now it looks like we've bagged Szoboszlai. What's going to happen with Thuram? Again, who knows at this point anyway, but enjoy Szoboszlai at the moment.
This is going to be the thing. No one's going to be happy now because they're like, you promised me 3. You promised me 3 midfielders. We just got this one over. Like, chill.
Yeah. Valverde to Liverpool. We hope and dream, but again, that would never happen. Anyway, but what else do we have? Andrew says there's got to be Jorg. That's got to be doing a Jim Ross impression for WF back in the day when we used Kane's. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I don't know me wrestling references.
Sky Report, who
what a blank he is.
It was like if Sky Sports put him on the naughty step and it's like, right, you reported on the news yesterday, go and report the Liverpool go and sign a player.
Your job right this time.
What's Kev doing?
Anybody who reports like this is somebody you just don't, especially about football, is somebody you just don't take seriously.
It reports like he's got an Ann Summers toy up his arse.
Kev?
Reporter says we've got no money.
I removed Kev instead of trying to.
Everyone's screens have just smashed it.
You could tell that we've had a really, really good stream.
Yeah.
No, again, I just don't get Sky Sports, man. Like, genuinely, but
I bet they're still not reporting it, Sky Sports. They're just waiting for it to come.
To be fair, they haven't tweeted anything.
They're like every new person coming into the chat right now at the moment, just saying, Dominik's in. Everybody's just a new Internet Explorer.
Multi-million company that they are, and just giving out journalism degrees in cereal bars or something at this stage.
What were we meant to do?
Wasn't it back, what was it, back a couple of years ago, where they got information from a Twitter user.
Oh
and
yeah,
they-
it was completely fake. Yeah.
Yeah, like just again, just goes to show how they are. Anyway, but a great deal. Two top midfielders have we signed. But big question is, should we move Trent to midfield and get a new right back?
You can do both.
That'd be
which is
my
good.
choice, yeah.
Yeah, we do both. So, Nacho, great soul, big up there, lad. Yeah, we mentioned him.
That's a good comment from Ren 7, don't know. We didn't even point that out ourselves, even though we're
Yeah, go back on that.
going about it.
Is
Yeah,
that
there
one?
you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Supposedly,
yeah, well, it's
Tell you
cheap
what,
left and right.
I'll tell you who's unhappy tonight. That John O'Sullivan on Twitter. He's going to be so.
oh yeah, I actually replied to him a while ago. Yeah,
He's gonna be so upset tonight.
It was
Say
that
it.
Paddy Power like promotional video they done years. Like, was it last season? Like, it was just summed up the Twitterverse that we all live in. That was mad.
To be fair, just looking on Twitter now, everyone's gone mental on Twitter. So
Yeah.
again, obviously, it's a happy day for Liverpool, of course.
Friday.
Wait until give it Monday, and everyone will go on. Where's the third signing?
No, give it an hour, Con. It will,
Yeah,
it
give it
will,
an hour.
it will run off quite quickly. Yeah.
Inacio is underrated as well. I think Liverpool should be going for him as well. I know that is the Bayer Leverkusen defender as well, the Colombian centre half that Liverpool are looking at as well. I don't know his name.
Iniestal, whatever his
Is that how
name.
you pronounce it? Yeah, I think Liverpool are also looking at him at the
Inchal.
moment as well.
Oh,
Liverpool
no,
never
but
trust Israel.
time out, Brian, for a little bit. That player's name should be eradicated from Liverpool. Right, yeah.
Where
Who's
was
that?
it? Can we get a banned word? On
oh
YouTube?
yeah, that wasn't happening. That's all the Twitter trolls just trying to get that going online. That was never happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, but if anyone is just tuning in, and of course just wondering what on earth we're going on about, of course, if I quickly get it up once again, of course, this is from Paul Joyce tweeting out, as I'll make it full screen for everyone. Anyway, of course, is saying that Liverpool have triggered the release clause for, of course, Dominik Szoboszlai, and of course, obviously, Fabrizio Romano breaking the news as well that it is now confirmed Liverpool have triggered the clause. It will be interesting to see whether or not if it is the release clause or whether or not Liverpool have managed to get a structure in place for Dominik Szoboszlai, which of course would be a lot better for Liverpool, probably better for RB Leipzig as well. But of course, we'll just have to wait and see on that aspect of things. Anyway.
Connor, I don't know if you would just quickly conclude. Mate, that kit is disgusting. I'm definitely not getting that. Like,
Goalkeeper
green
is
one.
lovely. The
No,
goalkeeper.
the goalkeeper
Ali
one's
one.
sound
It's nice,
lovely,
yeah.
like, but
I don't mind the green one. It's okay. If it wasn't so pixelated, it'd be better. But
I prefer the 1996 version.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice.
I don't mind the green on it, but why does it look like a Minecraft kit? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Because it's 12-year-old rich kids that buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
The majority of the time. Yeah.
It's so awful, man. Like,
yeah, it goes with your green screen there, Con. Yeah, there you go.
That's a balloon, Jack.
there we go. Right, time to end the show. Hello, everyone. Okay, of course, but yeah, no, I do live in a green balloon, realistically. Anyway, but no. Again, like as long as the third kit is what it's supposed to be in terms of the purple one, then again, I'm more happy with that anyway. But of course, like we said and spoken about it in terms of, again, financial wise, for Liverpool, it is, you know, I think if everyone bought the three kits, it works out around, is it like 290 quid, I think, just tops alone. Kits wise, it's over 300 quid or 350 quid. As well for everyone, but again, it's ridiculous pricing on that. But that's another video anyway for discussion. Of course, everyone is coming in with here we go. Obviously, Dominik Szoboszlai as well. But yeah, before we do head off, anyway, does anyone have anything else to say before with Szoboszlai or anything that?
Yeah, I'm live in 8 minutes. I decided to end my wee sort of break from YouTube, so I think I picked the right night to come back. So yeah, 8 minutes time I'll be live on my channel talking about the Szoboszlai. Anyway, Adrian Carvalho. So come and join me if you want to.
Go, happy days. Jamie talked to Uncle Albert as well. Yeah, again, what else we have? Brian
Big up,
saying,
Albert,
Connor lives in a massive green balloon. Yeah, thank you, Brian, for that. You
That's
didn't
gonna
need
go
to
forever though.
Yeah, I need to buy a T-shirt with a big massive green balloon and say in my room anyway. But big thank you to everyone in the comments as well. Again, we've had about, I think it's like 170, 180 people in here as well. I think we've gone up by, again, I think like 30 people have subscribed as well. So big thank you to all of you guys for tuning in as well and liking, subscribing, of course. If Liverpool do announce officially, anyway, that Dominik Szoboszlai is officially completed, of course, we'll be live straight away as well. We might still be live at 9 o'clock as well to just cap over, or if there's any other Liverpool news that isn't Dominik Szoboszlai, of course, we will bring it to you guys.
I've just seen some information.
Oh,
Liverpool are going to try and get Gavardol.
what?
Oh, Jesus, there's no way.
So there was a rumour last night that I got a call last night of one of my people that works for a certain station that I can't mention. But he said, look out for Szoboszlai and Gavardol coming to Liverpool as the next two transfers. And I was like, shut up, it's late night, right? That's what I replied to him. And then this morning I wake up to Szoboszlai and he's just messaged me just then saying, Gavardol next.
John Henry's card's going to get bounced.
To be fair, John Henry's Twitter account just said, who the F has taken my wallet?
Lyndon, what have you done?
Is that the same dude that does the James Milner and the and it's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. It's the same type of humor, yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely love that anyway. But guys, big thank you to everyone that has tuned in to tonight's show. Of course, obviously, please go and subscribe over to the Anfield Road TV. Obviously, Jamie Phillips Football Talk. Obviously, Spider LFC, and of course, Doug from Dugout Football Channel as well. Obviously, if there is any mods in here, please leave everyone's links in the comments as well. I will make sure to do it after the stream as well anyway. But of course,
Brian said, "Is Ricky okay?"
Yeah, I was actually going to say it earlier.
I'll just say that. I was going to say that before the end.
Ricky's still going to be unhappy if we sign Gavardio as well. Be like, oh. No.
Can I just say, I said on Twitter, I think yesterday, like, oh, Liverpool could sign both of those. Like, no, Liverpool are not going to sign both of them. But Ricky, wherever you are, lads, hopefully you are doing well.
Hope you're a lot more happy, Ricky.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll find that out now in about 10 minutes after the stream anyway. But again, hopefully everyone's had a fantastic day, of course. But yeah, the breaking news is Liverpool have officially triggered the release clause for Dominik Szoboszlai as well. It is 70 million euros, 60 million pounds in that regard as well. So yeah, hopefully we'll hear obviously the official confirmation from Liverpool in the next couple of minutes, maybe potentially. But again, still, it looks like done deal. Here we go. And yeah, hopefully we'll see him soon in the Liverpool shirt. Anyway, but guys, hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Please like, share, subscribe. I've been Connor from the Cup Council. See you all later on. Ta-ra.